So there's this really cool story that I've been working on that I really want to put out there so that y'all can follow. I want to share with everybody because it's getting wild. So a growing number of people, particularly in America, are part of these pseudo underground pain communities. And no, it's not pain pleasure communities, it's chronic pain communities. People that have been suffering from CPRS, cancer, back pain, whatever it is, been on pain pills their whole life and have basically been burned by the American medical system because they can't really get the treatment that they need, or they've taken prescription opioids for way too long and they've just been suffering as a result. There's a growing number of these people that have turned to natural plant remedies in place of those pharmaceuticals. And the main plant, the main botanical at the forefront of this whole movement is Kratom. Mitragynine speciosa. You've probably heard of it from other YouTubers, other people on social media. You've probably heard bad things. You've probably heard good things. My goal was to really dig into what the people are saying, what the science says, and put the information out there because I've noticed in my own research, there's just a lot of bias skewed towards it being a bad thing. And yet everybody that I've talked to that takes Kratom on a nearly everyday basis is not reporting the stuff that I'm reading online from like Mayo Clinic, even from NIDA. The short version of the story is people have turned to natural botanicals and pharmaceuticals because they don't want to be on opioids anymore and all of the risks, dangers, and death that comes from opioids. But they also want to get some kind of relief or even cure for their chronic pain instead of just putting a band-aid over their injuries and their pain, right? Kratom is at the forefront of this story because it is the most widely adopted as a viable alternative to opioids in some major ways, including some byproducts that come from kratom that could possibly even replace opioids. And as we were digging into the story, we realized that there is a secret war that's going on underground in the halls of power, in town halls, in Congress, over whether this plant should be regulated and implemented or if it should be completely banned and ripped off the market as a dangerous substance. Some key points while doing my research is that kratom is the only time the DEA has ever rescinded their intent to schedule a substance. The FDA once put a request through to the DEA to schedule kratom as a Schedule 1 substance, which is right up there with illegal illicit drugs. And kratom was the only plant that the DEA has rescinded their intent to schedule because of the pushback they were getting from the community. Literally thousands of people calling the representatives saying that they cannot ban this plant. They depend on it. They would not be here if it wasn't for this plant. They needed to function. And the DEA got so overwhelmed with the response that they had to hold off their intent to schedule. And this was years ago, and they just never decided to schedule it again. And since then, the legality has evolved to now there's movements and people trying to protect kratom and regulate it. And the basic state of everything right now is there are people that strongly believe, see what I did there? People that strongly believe in the use of the natural, unadulterated, ground up plant like it's a tea. And there are people that say that it's dangerous, it's bad, it's addictive, people have overdosed on it, it's dangerous, it's just another drug. You're replacing one drug for another drug, basically. Me and my best friend Jordan went to Washington, D.C. to go to a major hearing in the nation's capital to hear people testify about this. And the basic consensus was that the claims that some people in the public and the FDA are making about how dangerous kratom is does not align with the science provided by the FDA. There is one clip that I was able to get from Dr. Marilyn Hustis, who stood in front of that hearing and said that the science doesn't match the claims. And she presented a published paper from the FDA that was 70 kratom related deaths, where apparently the paper alleged that 70 people had died from a kratom overdose. And she got up there and she basically said that all but one of those deaths had some other cocktail of compounds in their systems: methamphetamine, alcohol, amphetamines, barbiturates, something else in their system at the time of death. And the only person that died with only kratom in their system died of a car crash. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone died from a car crash and the coroner or whoever wrote the death certificate said kratom is what killed the person, wouldn't that raise an eyebrow for you? Why are you blaming the plant? What do you have to gain out of that? That's obviously not what killed the person. This is the kind of stuff that I've been finding, and it's making me dig more and more into it. And there is a crazy story here that I've been working on for the past 2 years, despite life throwing every curveball and gut punch at me, including an unexpected divorce, having to move out of my house, having to switch locations for my job, among many other things. I've still been plugging away at this project because it means a lot to me. And we're finally making headway. And this is me sharing more of what we've been up to because it's a big story. This isn't some little mamby-pamby talking headpiece. We're going on location, talking to people, basically celebrities in this space, major doctors from NIH, from NIDA, chairman from FDA, congressmen. We have a schedule to talk to the drug czar, the former drug czar for the United States of America. We've spoken to Dr. Chris McCurdy, who's basically the lead scientist from the University of Florida, who's been paid for the past, I think it's like a decade, to just study kratom. Like, if there's one guy that you could ask any question to regarding this plant, it's that guy. And we got the chance to talk to him. Not many people can say that. And we're just two guys that decided to make a movie. And it's like every door is opening for us, which is telling me I have to finish this. Like, it goes beyond me. It's my obligation to finish this. That mantle was handed to me. I have to tell this story and I'm not going to quit. So I would love it if you would follow us, follow me, get engaged, get a part of the conversation, because this story is fascinating. Whether you're in these pain communities or whether you're suffering from any kind of illness yourself, or you just like a good story and a good documentary, we've got a great story cooking up for you. And we'd be happy to have you along as it unfolds and develops. It's a wonderful journey. And I'm so, so glad to be on it. Stay tuned, stay safe, stay healthy. See you real soon.